Hi guys, I think I'm live. This is the first Facebook Live I've done. In fact, I've just done an Instagram Live and I think I've lost the whole video because I did the live and then I pressed save and it was like, oh, you don't have enough phone storage. So I was like, okay. So then I left Instagram doing its thing, went to remove loads of photos on my phone, went back to Instagram and I think I've lost the whole thing. So I thought I'd come on Facebook and instead. So welcome to anyone that's joined and welcome to anyone who's watching this later. I just wanted to come on here and do a talk, an episode, whatever you want to call it, on how to stay positive during tough times because we're all going through a tough time right now. And I'm sure if you're feeling anything like me and the people I've spoke to, then you're feeling like overwhelmed, scared, anxious, maybe angry and just completely uncertain. And a lot of people are feeling out of control. And the reality is, we can't control this situation. We can just embrace it as much as possible and keep our positivity up. And that's why I'm here today. I want to give you 6 tips to try and stay positive during this time. So as we've acknowledged our feelings, number one is to give yourself compassion. And I talk about this a lot when I'm doing my videos, and I really encourage my clients when I'm teaching them to give yourself as much compassion as you can and understanding and as much love as you can, and then also give yourself some more. Because if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling upset, if you literally don't know what the hell is going on, we're all in the same boat, and it's okay to feel like that. It's not bad to feel that way. It's completely normal to feel that way. So give yourself compassion, give yourself love, make space for your feelings. It is okay to feel all these negative feelings. But the thing what we have as humans is choice. So we can choose to stay in our negativity, which is the easiest thing to do because everyone around us is also feeling it too. And if anyone understands the law of attraction and the vibrations that we send out as human beings with quantum, if I say that right, quantum physics, the world right now is at a very low energy vibration. And again, that's normal. But we can raise it together by staying as positive as we can. And we have a choice, like I said, of whether we stay in the state of negativity or whether we choose to be positive as much as we can. So number one is giving yourself compassion with however you're feeling, it's okay. And number two is stay in the present moment as much as possible. And this is difficult even on a normal day, even when we're not having this corona pandemic. So staying present, what do I mean by that? What I mean is literally just now, take a minute just to look around and be like, oh, that's a nice colour wall, or whatever you want to look around at. If you go out walking, really look around and be in the present moment. Even asking yourself the question, am I in the present moment? That actually brings you back into the present moment, because especially in this time, we're trying to think of the future and wondering what the hell's going to happen, and we don't know. So we're just going to be referring to the future that we have no control over, and we don't know what's going to happen. So the only thing we can do is just stay present. Take each day as it comes. It's going to change from day to day. We're all in the same boat. It's all over the whole world. We all know this. And we can just stay present, appreciate and feel grateful for everything that we do have. And I know I talk about gratitude a lot, but it's actually the highest level vibration you can send out. And what I mean by that is the highest state of consciousness you can be in. If you're feeling grateful, it is impossible to feel any negative feelings alongside your gratefulness. So even if now, if you've lost a loved one, that's horrible, and my heart goes out to you. If you've lost your income or your money's being stopped and all of these crazy things that is going on right now, don't forget that you are allowed to feel bad or sad or upset or frustrated, because that is normal, and we have feelings, and it's important for us to make space for those feelings. But also, everyone is in the same boat, and we're all here to support each other. So, we can choose to move forward with positivity. So stay in the present moment, take each day as it comes. What can you do today to make yourself feel better? Is that taking time to do some yoga that you've never wanted or had time to do before? Is it a perfect time to sort your kitchen cupboards out or your wardrobe out? Try and feel productive. Or maybe it is literally just to, I have a really good old friend called Sue, and she's loving it. Well, not loving it because of the whole academic in the world, but she's like, it's great because she's normally flying around from here to there, and she's actually being forced to relax and to chill. And she's drinking gin and dancing to music with her husband and just taking time out. So, I appreciate everyone's not going to feel that positive because they might have other stuff going on, but what can you do that you never had time to do? So then you could do that. So, let's make the most of this situation. And number 3 is to reassure your brain. So our brain's a negativity bias. We like to problem solve. That's just how we are as humans. So if your brain believes there's a problem, it will try to solve it. But at this time, this so-called problem, I'm doing quotes with the word problem because it is what it is, and we can't do anything about it. All we can do is ride it out, stick together, support each other, be as positive as possible, use our time wisely, and basically just surrender to the fact that we cannot control this. And that's the scariest thing, because we like to control. Sidetracking a little bit from this topic, my main topic, what I talk about is diets and binge eating and body confidence. And actually, when people go on a diet, in the first place, it's to try and control something, like to try and control your body because your body doesn't feel good enough, or even nothing to do with your body. Even if something is in your life isn't going right and you feel like you have no control over it, you tend to want to go on a diet to try and control something. We can't control what's going on right now. So it's just practicing, just letting go and just sitting with that uncomfortableness of the unknown, and just know that we will get through this. Of course we will. This too shall pass, and we will get through all of this. So it's just having faith, whether you believe in a higher power, or whether you're religious, or whether you just believe in the human race, that we will work it out, because we will, and just surrender to the fact that we can't control this. And, one thing I'm suggesting my clients do is write a list, get a paper and put 2 columns down, and in one column, write what you're worried about or unhappy about in your life right now, especially with this is what's going on. What are you worried about? And then on the other side, in the other column, pick the things from the list you've just wrote that you can do something about. Pick something that you can take one baby step towards making yourself feel better about it. And you will find a lot of the things you've probably written, and this time especially, you won't be able to do anything about it. And so as hard as it is, I'm not being patronising, but what's the point then in constantly having anxiety and worry about that when there's nothing you can do about it? What we focus on, we get more of. So if you're focusing on the news all the time, and yes, I do know people want to know what's going on, but are you watching too much news? Are you because the news and the media, I hate to say it, but in my opinion, they like to freak people out. They like the whole universe to be scared. Protect your energy. Do you have to watch the news every day? Can you just watch the updates or read the updates? Surround yourself in positivity as much as you can, and you will receive more positivity. That's just how the world works. So just protect yourself. Reassure your brain that it's gonna be okay. And number 4, stay social. Like, what a brilliant time. Yeah, maybe we can't physically see people, but how many times have you wanted to call a family member that you live far away from, or a friend that you've not caught up with for ages, but you just don't have the time? So now how about making that phone call, or sending an email, or sending a message, or get on FaceTime or whatever, make the effort to stay connected, not just on social media with you scrolling and hopefully. And I have noticed there's so many inspirational people out there that are stepping up to support us. That's amazing. But also stay connected to a person and have a relationship and be social, stay social. Relationships are everything. And also, if you're stuck at home with your partner, how about having a deep conversation with your partner? Can you resolve any issues you've got? Can you sit down with an open heart and an open mind and ask each other, how can I love you better? You know, it sounds, maybe people may think it sounds a bit silly or uncomfortable. Good, you should lean into the uncomfortableness, because that's when it brings great things. So can you strengthen your relationships at this time? You know, you may want to just sit and watch Netflix and do nothing. That's also fine. But ask yourself, are you doing that? Is it as a response to this and you want to try and numb everything and bury your head in the sand? Or are you doing it because you generally need to relax, chill out and watch Netflix? You know, only you know the answer to that. And number 5, keep a sense of humour, right? We all know these really funny videos that are going around right now, which is hilarious, especially the ones with the toilet paper and the toilet roll. Like, I really don't get it. I would rather have no toilet roll and just use a shower to wash myself after the toilet compared to having no chocolate, for example. So I'm so glad there's not a chocolate shortage, not yet. But it is funny, like a little story. I went, when I was back in England last week, before it all started kicking off properly, my mum was like, oh, will you go and get me these specific toilet rolls that she liked? Not because we were bulk buying or hoarding, but because we generally needed a toilet roll. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go. So I went from Mickleover to Alistry Park Farm, which isn't far, like 15 minutes, just to get toilet roll. And then I walked into Farm Foods. And the funny thing was, I just saw a guy from the gym, Martin, if you're watching, Bella, your dad I'm talking about, if you're also watching. And he was coming out the shop with like a packet of the toilet rolls that I wanted. And anyway, I had a chat with him for 10 minutes, went in the shop, and everyone had these toilet rolls. And I was like looking around like, where are these toilet rolls? Anyway, I was like, excuse me, love, like, where did you get them from? And she was like, oh, from there, but they've all gone. And I was like, whoa, okay, like, calm down. Anyway, I looked through the back. They've got flapping doors to the main stuff where everything's kept. And I was like looking through, and I was like, oh, there's some there. So I like waited patiently for the guy to come out the back. And I was like, oh, please, can you get some of the Nikki toilet rolls? It's what we've got on left. I was like, well, there's some there. And he was like, oh, no, we've got none for sale. And then walked off. I was like, okay, so he's basically keeping them for himself, which is completely fine, but at least put them out of the way. So I was like, okay, no toilet roll. But anyway, that was just a random story. But just find humour, share the funny videos, you know, without being disrespectful. My heart does go out to people who are losing loved ones, and, you know, it is real. You know, it's nice to stay humorous, and I think it's important to laugh, because otherwise we'll cry. But the people that are suffering, my heart does go out to. But as a world, we can step up and be positive, which leads me on to my last tip, number 6. Can you be the light for others? Can you be that little sparkle of happiness when someone's feeling really shit and really down? Can you be that person who brings others up? Even if you don't really feel it much yourself, ask yourself, how can I make someone happy? How can I make someone happy today? How can I go out into the world, or probably not, because you can't go out most places, but on a serious note, how can you be the strength for somebody else? That's what I ask myself every day. The moment I'm feeling completely fine, apart from I've torn the ligaments in my ankle, which is a little funny story. We left England at 3:30 on Tuesday, and we got back to the Netherlands after driving at 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. It was such a horrific long drive. Oh, it was awful. And the funny thing was, well, it's not funny. Well, it is funny, because otherwise I'll cry, is I was walking Hero, our dog, in the service station, and I fell down a freaking rabbit hole, didn't I? Like Alice in Wonderland. And I literally felt and heard my ankle snap. And it's like an actual big ball balloon. So Walter did most of the driving. Don't know how he managed to do it. It was just horrific. where am I even getting at with this story? I don't even know, guys. I've gone completely off. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I don't know how it got to the point of me driving. I was driving and my ankle, apart from my ankle, that's it. I'm fine apart from my ankle. That's what I was saying. And, you know, because I feel so energetic and fine, and I am very much supported, I get that. I have privileges. You know, if my business goes, Wouter is there to support me. If his, you know, we all support each other. And I know I'm more privileged than others because of the position I'm in. So I am aware of that. But how can you support somebody else? Okay, that's it. I hope those tips helped. Love to you all at this time, and I'm going to be posting every single day for at least a month something, either a worksheet or an action you can do to make yourself feel better in these times. So sending you so much love. If I can do anything to help you, please let me know. I'm here for you, and I mean that from my heart. So love to you all. Let me see if this works.